Big team battle in Halo Infinite is bad. Straight up, just bad. I struggle to have fun with this game mode, which is a real shame since Big Team Battle was always my favourite playlist back in past Halo games. Just by playing Infinite's multiplayer, you can tell 343 put way more time and effort into its 4v4 arena side of multiplayer compared to the bigger 12v12 game types. Mainly I think this is because 4v4 has much more esport potential and therefore more coverage, more exposure, more money, etc, etc. After playing it for a while, I have distilled the reasons why I feel Big Team is bad into 3 main topics: the maps, the game modes, the vehicles. First, I want to talk about the vehicles. The vehicles in this game just feel super weak and somewhat underwhelming. Some more than others, but for the majority, when a vehicle appears on the map, you can almost guarantee it will be gone within a minute. There's just so many anti-vehicle options now on the Big Team maps that vehicles are nothing more than a mild annoyance. Gone are the days of 2 people in a Warthog dominating a map for 5 minutes, turning the tide of the game. Some people may like this, but I don't, mainly because I usually was the Warthog gunner in those past situations. It's crazy Warthog runs like those that made lasting Halo memories, whether you're the one in the Warthog or the one being chased down by one. So let's go through the vehicles. I've split them up into 3 tiers based on how frequent and powerful they are. Tier 1, you've got the Mongoose. It's fine, it does what it needs to. Fast, nimble, it's fine. Gungoose, it's also fine. In fact, the Gungoose in this game is one of my favourite vehicles now. It's much better now that it has grenade launchers on the front instead of those wee wimpy machine guns that it had in Halo 2 Anniversary. Warthog, it's good, it handles well. Not my favourite handling Warthog, that's still the Halo 3 Warthog, but it's still good. Its turret though is my favourite turret in the franchise, super accurate and powerful. The Ghost, this is my favourite Ghost in the franchise. Fast, manoeuvrable, with powerful guns, maybe a bit too powerful. And new addition, the Razorback. I like the Razorback, it's a beefier Warthog that can hold more people. I like the idea that you can have a storage rack on the back that can hold stuff such as weapons or, much more usefully, objectives. However, the button prompt to put something in the back is so small and precise that you end up jumping into the back seat instead of actually putting the objective in the rack. And that's a problem if you're soloing an objective like a seed or a flag. Like, they really need to fix this because you end up just wasting time playing musical chairs. This needs to be fixed. Tier 2 vehicles. These vehicles appear less frequently, but you still see them much more often than Tier 3 and are a bit more powerful. The Chopper. It's bad. The Chopper was my favourite single seat vehicle in Halo 3, and the banished version just pales in comparison. It's clumsy to handle, its boost is lacklustre, and its guns just don't seem to pack the same punch as previous versions, and seem weaker than the Ghost guns, which is just weird, and I don't like how the projectiles have drop off. Not good, and just overall disappointed, as I was really looking forward to the Chopper finally coming back. The Wasp, it's actually okay. It fills its role well, being a light armoured air vehicle. Is it as strong as the Falcon or the Hornet? No, but it's not supposed to be. A good pilot can make this vehicle last long, as it's best used in hit and run sneak attacks, because if it stays in one place for too long then something will definitely take it out. Rocket Hog, it's okay. Not great, not bad, just it's okay. Banshee, what happened to the Banshee? It is awful. It feels like it's made of glass, its weapons are weak as piss. Its Banshee fuel rod bomb can't one-shot a Spartan dead on. It is, in my opinion, the worst vehicle in the game, since it fails at its role so laughably bad. I would pick every other vehicle in this game over it. Not good, please buff it. Its health and firepower needs to be buffed just so it can be useful. I don't want it dominating the skies, but it just needs to be useful because it's just a joke at this point. And finally we have the tier 3 vehicles. These vehicles very rarely show up and should be considered the most powerful. And these 2 vehicles are the Wraith and the Scorpion. And the reason these aren't really getting an in-depth breakdown is because of just that. They are super rare, which plays into another complaint: vehicle spawning. The way vehicles spawn in Big Team is by being dropped off by pelicans on certain areas of the map. The vehicle drops are announced for everyone to hear, and have a big waypoint on the map to show, hey, here's a vehicle coming in. These vehicle spawns are random, both in terms of when you get them and what you get. There have been countless games where on my team's side of the map, we get, let's say, a gun goose dropped off to us, whilst the enemy team gets a wasp, or chopper, or even a warthog. And because of this random aspect of vehicle spawns, the Wraith and Scorpion are a very rare sight in the battlefield. I've used the Scorpion about 3 times in multiplayer. I don't like the handling. It feels like you're balancing on a ball. Like, they made this handling change back in Halo Reach and have continued it ever since. Like the Halo 3 Scorpion and Halo 2, they handled great, but ever since Reach, it just handled weird. I didn't like it then, and I don't like it now. And the Wraith, I've used the Wraith more in 4v4 Fiesta than I have on Big Team, and that just seems wrong. And so far, the Wraith, it seems okay. And because of these vehicle spawns being announced, teams can camp the drops, waiting for the enemy team to get in the vehicle and then throwing shot grenades and grapple jacking the vehicle from them, ultimately weakening the vehicle and taking it out of the battle pretty quick. The vehicle spawns need to go back to the old way. Everything spawns at the team's base or at neutral points on the map. These slow ass pelican drops, yes, is kinda cool, but ultimately it disrupts the flow and damages vehicle combat in my opinion. 343 made it a point that old school equal starts was the way that they wanted to go, but these random vehicle spawns are not equal and are really unfair and hurt the fun factor of Big Team. Vehicle health is another problem. These vehicles feel like they are made from paper, and this, coupled with the fact that the teams are now bigger, therefore means more firepower can be focused on said weak vehicles, and it just utterly destroys them super quick. Every time I jump in a Warthog now, I have this sense of urgency that I only have a few seconds to get some kills before this thing blows up. Like, it doesn't feel armoured whatsoever. Halo is one of the few franchises that does vehicle combat, and historically did it very, very well. Warthog, Scorpion, Ghost, Banshee, all iconic in their own way. But in this game, they are far too weak in terms of armour, and therefore can never really reach their potential. Overall, some vehicles need buffs, some need changes to the way they handle, and their health needs to be upped. Vehicle spawns need to be truly equal and fair, and they need to be consistent. So that's vehicles out of the way, onto my number 2 problem, the game types. With the exception of Team Slayer and Capture the Flag, I hate the extremely limited game types that Big Team has. Speaking of flag, however, on Fragmentation, I enjoy the idea of the flags spawning in increasingly more difficult positions as they get captured, but in my experience, it just gets super confusing. The amount of times a flag runner on my team has ran the enemy flag to the outside friendly flag spawn instead of the capture plate on the base is insane. So 343, you have to make that more clear to the flag runner. New game type, Total Control, is a frustrating mess of tug of war, and unless you have almost a full team, it is painful to play. And if you're solo queuing, good luck. It is a bad game type that is way too punishing, and I just hate everything about it. I remember watching the Halo Championships like a few months ago, and they were playing Big Team Battle, Total Control and Fragmentation at one point, and God, it was boring to watch. It is not a fun game type to play, and it is not a fun game type to watch. Just please get rid of it. The seed capturing game type is not bad, it's quite fun. Honestly, I quite enjoy when that one shows up, depending on what map it is. But Big Team is in dire need of more game types. We need the classics, territories, land grab, all the bomb variants, King of the Hill, VIP, Regicide. So many game types from the past need to return, sooner rather than later. And I want some others to come back. Dominion from Halo 4, I rather enjoyed that, and I would like to see that come back. And of course, the game type that needs to come back is Invasion. But I don't think we'll see Invasion for a while. My thinking being that with every season, there's going to be this big classic feature that's going to come back that they're going to want to promote heavily. You know, Season 2 is bringing back co-op, so that's what they're going to be advertising Season 2. It's like, oh, it's all about co-op. And then Season 3 is going to be Forge come back, so oh, it's all going to be about Forge come back. That's what we're going to see in the promotional stuff. And I think if they do decide to bring back Invasion, they will hype it up to be part of a season, so season 4 or season 5 over, to make people buy that season pass that is tied to. Because if Invasion returns, that means playable elites, and playable elites means lots of armor that can be unlocked in the battle pass. So if Invasion does return, it'll be a while. And the lack of game types ties into the final problem, lack of maps. There are 3 maps for Big Team. 3. And not all of them are good. The first map is Fragmentation, the map that appeared in the technical previews, or the betas. And it is apparent why 343 picked this map for the preview, because this is easily the best Big Team map. It's a classic 2 bases in a canyon style of map. Lots of options to traverse the terrain, lots of vehicles, nice sight lines to protect enemy bases from being dominated from long range. Just a very good map that wouldn't seem out of place in past Halo games. And that's probably the biggest compliment I could give this map. And it's the only map that has loot caves. Yeah, remember when they said, oh, certain maps will have loot caves that you need to hack with your AI and protect until it opens? Yeah, it's only this map that has it. I'm only slightly disappointed in this, because the loot caves aren't massively game changing, and in fact they're just fun little extras, which is really what they should be. So I'm not super disappointed that there's only technically 2 loot caves on one map. It's fine. Next map is Deadlock. It's okay. Bit bland, but nothing awful about it. It's nice and open for vehicle combat, which is fun when your vehicles don't die instantly. And I like its setting, fighting under a banished artillery gun. It's pretty good, it's okay, not the best. And the final map is High Power. I don't like this map, and the main reason I don't like it is the game modes that we have for it. This is an asymmetrical map, and this map would be great for attack defend game modes such as one flag or one bomb, but unfortunately we don't get those game types on Big Team yet. High Power shines a light on just how unbalanced Big Team is, as it perfectly sums up and showcases all of my problems with Big Team on one map. It highlights the bad vehicle spawns, the bad objective placements of Total Control, just bad spawns in general. The other maps are at least well designed and symmetrical, making them fun on these neutral objective focused game types, whereas High Power's asymmetrical design just makes for a very unfun experience whenever I play on this map, which is a shame because I think this is a very good looking map. It gives me flashbacks to Highlands from Halo Reach, one of my favourite maps of all time. But this map just doesn't work for me at the moment, and I think it is because of the game types that we have for it. I really do think if we have attack defend, one flag, one bomb kind of game modes, it would work. Everything other than Slayer just doesn't work for this map. And I guess the final thing to talk about would be the server problems, and I can't really comment much on it since I can't really provide any constructive feedback on it other than, can you please fix it? But the fact that it's happening and they're struggling to fix it just proves to me that they didn't test Big Team Battle as much as Arena. Overall, I'm disappointed in Halo Infinite's Big Team Battle. I avoid it at all costs now and just focus on 4v4, where I still have a lot of fun. I have hope that 343 will fix Big Team, but I've accepted the fact that it will be a long time down the road before it is fully fixed, like August, September, round about when Forge comes out, until Big Team is great. As I keep saying and will continue to say, the base foundations of the game are there and they're solid. Halo Infinite's Big Team can be great, it's just going to take more time for them to complete it, because let's face it, this game is not finished. And although it will take a long time to fix, I'm still looking forward to it. I've still got 4v4 to play, and I've still got other games to play. So sit back, relax. It might not be a great journey, but it's definitely going to be a long one, and hopefully it's going to be worth it. And that is my review of Big Team Battle. Thanks for watching. Tell me how you're finding Big Team Battle, if you're enjoying it, if you're not enjoying it, what are the main problems you're having with Big Team, how you feel about the vehicles, all that stuff. Next video I'll do is going to be about the Battle Pass and the cosmetics, which I know a lot of people have said and have things to say about it. I'm just going to say my stuff about it, a lot of which will echo what other people have said, but I'll get that one out as soon as. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time. Bye bye.